Chat, and all of a sudden the music starts, and here I am. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to try that again because I think that they weren't quite ready either. Good morning, everyone. There we go. Welcome to Unity of Tucson. I'm Reverend Jonathan. Oh, wait. I'm Reverend Dr. Jonathan Zenz. I am the senior minister here at this beautiful spiritual center where we celebrate love every single week, and that's what we're going to do today. If you feel like you want to get up and move your body, feel free to do so as we open ourselves in song. Hi, Alex. Here we go. Something great is happening, love has taken hold and it won't let go of us now. Something here is calling us forward, upward motion. We're drops in one ocean. Roll on. Will you rise up with me today? Lift up your voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the voice of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's the moment of our greatness. Let's stand together now. Whoa, whoa, come up here and sing.
Every day's a chance you can do something amazing. Feel your passion blazing and shine.
Yeah, you can.
Paint with every vision and dance in new direction. Explore to new heights in your mind. We rise up with you today. Lift up my voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for.
Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the voice of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's the moment of our greatness. Let's stand together. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the voice of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's the moment of our greatness. Let's stand together now. Let's stand together now. Woo! It's been quite a weekend, hasn't it? Really full weekend, starting with our gala on Friday night. And then there were a number of us who went to Reed Park yesterday to celebrate in Pride. This is Pride weekend in Tucson, Arizona, which we celebrate Pride in October, where most of the rest of the world celebrates it in June. But we celebrate Pride in October because, frankly, it's a lot cooler to be outside all day. But we here at Unity of Tucson are an unapologetically inclusive community, and we are here. So part of today is going to be celebrating Pride. Yes, because we teach here that God is all there is. There's only one infinite power and presence. There is only one source of all creation, and we are all part of that. And so what I like to acknowledge is that when I stand up here and I say that we should be able to stand firm in this resolve to say the words out loud, I am God, which is shocking to a lot of people. But when we say it, we are not excluding ourselves. We're saying that everything that exists, every person that exists, is the infinite power and presence that is God. When I say I am God, for me, that is the great equalizer, because I know the love in my heart, and I know that the love in your heart is the same thing. So that's what we celebrate here at Unity of Tucson. We are a practical, spiritual community here to teach practical tools for a better life. I'm just taking in all the beautiful faces. I'm also taking in the fact that the transformation that occurred in this room on Friday night and how it's back to a sanctuary this morning and how grateful I am for everybody who stepped up in service at the gala. One thing I do want to acknowledge is that on the first Sunday of every single month, we celebrate birthdays. So if you are celebrating a birthday during the month of October, you may have been asked as you were entering if you were celebrating and invited to fill out a ballot. Is there anyone who did not fill out a ballot who is celebrating their birthday during the month of October? I see a few hands. And so I see Ed over there. Yes. So we'll make sure that they get around. Roberta's going to bring them around. Roberta, there's a young lady right in the very back row, and then Ed over here. So what we will do is we will have you fill out those ballots. Roberta will collect them, and then we will address those a little bit later in the service. I'll tell you what those are all about. You may not believe everything you hear today. You may not believe everything you hear today. Does that shock you? No. Good. Because what we are here to do at Unity of Tucson is to take a deep dive into what it is we do believe. So if there's something that comes up that is expressed to you here today that challenges your belief system, that's an invitation to open up in awareness and allow yourself to look at what is happening in your mind and in your heart. Because what we do teach here is that our beliefs create our experience. As the great Master Jesus said, it is done unto you as you believe. And so we should know what we believe so that we know how our lives are unfolding. We have a vision and a mission statement here at Unity of Tucson, and I would love for you to share with me the words out loud of our vision statement. We envision a world awakened to its magnificence. And the vision is how we see the world. The mission is how we get there. So will you share out loud with me the words of our mission statement? Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. Love only, forgive everything, and remember who you are. If you're joining us for the first time today, let me first acknowledge anyone who may be joining us online for the first time today to say, I'm so grateful that you've decided to spend your Sunday morning with us, or whenever you're watching, since you can watch on the archives too. But we would love for you to make a connection with us. If you go to unitytucson.com/connect, fill out some information there, and then we can continue this magical spiritual connection that we have started right here and right now. If you're here in the room for the very first time today, and there's the caveat, if you are comfortable with identifying yourself by standing up, we have a gift that we would like to offer to you. So is there anyone who would like to stand up, identify themselves as new, and receive a gift today? Thank you so much. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. And if you would remain standing for just a moment, because there's something else that you need to know. We know who you are. We have done our research into the truth of your being, and we have found out something about you that this community would like to share with you right here and right now. Is everyone ready? Yes. Here's what we know. You are magnificent. Yes, you are. Thank you so much. You can be seated. Now we know that you're magnificent because you are a reflection of that which is inherently true of all creation, so you are a reflection of each and every one of us. And so it is up to us to exclaim our own magnificence. So will you all, everyone, please share with me these words. I am magnificent. Does that feel good? Yes. Let's say it again. I am magnificent. Indeed, magnificence all around. Will you please welcome today's Keeper of the Flames to the stage, Winnell Waters. Welcome, Winnell. Winnell is here to light the flames of faith. These candles represent the faith traditions of the world, the religions of the world, all the spiritual paths of the world. And for each candle that we light, we understand and acknowledge that at the core of each and every one of them is one thing, love.
We light a candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous people, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Buddhism, honoring the ethical, no, it's not Buddhism, it's Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living for sacred law. Okay. We light a candle for Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, which is honoring the Christ consciousness of the path of love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to divine love as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for the forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light a candle for all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony, for any seekers who may be unaware of the power and presence of spirit in their lives, and for the space that we are keeping open for them in our hearts. We light this final candle to represent the healing of any circumstance that requires divinity to be revealed. This is your candle. It is whatever it is in your mind and heart that requires the light.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The candle here is our peace candle. And we keep the peace candle consistently illuminated with this understanding that it represents a consistent illumination of peace in our hearts. And as we allow that inner peace to inform our thoughts, our deeds, our intentions, our words, our actions, as we allow peace to be the point of view from which we express, we create a more peaceful world right where we are. And it expands and grows. So let's honor this candle by reading together the prayer for world peace. Divine love indwells each person and radiates from one to another. Harmony is established and peace begins to reign in the world. Thank you. Now, if you've been here before, it is usually at this point in the celebration that I bring up a prayer chaplain to do a reading and lead us in affirmation and guide us in prayer. I'm doing it a little bit differently today because we have a guest speaker whom I will introduce a little bit later. So I decided I was going to take this spot today because I have some things that I would like to say as well. Speak it! So we start this month. It is the first Sunday of the month, and each month of this year, we have been celebrating one of the 12 powers as identified and articulated by Charles Fillmore, the founder of Unity, the co-founder of Unity. And this month, it's one of my favorite powers. It's one of my favorite powers. It is the power of zeal. Yes, so what does zeal mean? Zeal means an eagerness for life. Right? An enthusiasm for all that is, an enthusiastic approach to the expression and experience of life. Essentially, what zeal means is that we are here to live life to the fullest. How are you doing? Doing well with that? I am, let me tell you. It has been a very full life these last several weeks. As you know, I was on holiday. It's so funny because everybody in the United States says vacation, right? But I spent enough time in Canada that I will say that I was on holiday. I was on holiday in Canada for a couple of weeks with my husband, and we had a really, really extraordinary time visiting friends and family up there. And then I come back for a whirlwind weekend, and I do service last week, and we introduce new members to our community. And then on Monday, I fly to Kansas City to go to Unity Village for the affiliated New Thought Network conference last week, where I was bestowed with, it's such a weird word, but I was bestowed with the doctorate of consciousness studies while I was there. And then on Friday morning, I woke up at 4:30 a.m. Central Time in Kansas City to get myself to the airport, to get on a plane, to be back here for the gala on Friday night. And so I had this moment in the middle of the gala thinking, I am so exhausted, I don't know what to do with myself. Because the time frame is, if it's 4:30 in Kansas City, that meant it was 2:30 in the morning here. So I essentially got up at 2:30 on Friday morning so that I could be here. And by the time we got to the point where I was invited to offer something to say, I was like, I just want to sing. And just... I did say something, though, that I think caught some people off guard. And I want to clarify my meaning around what I intended. And that was, there was a point in the evening where I got up and I said this: despite my gregarious nature on this stage and my interaction with people, I don't like to have attention turned on me. And I think people were really shocked by that because, people kept making the night all about me. I'm like, but what I really want to articulate is this. The reason that I don't feel comfortable with that is because we are a spiritual family. I want this entire spiritual community to be about we. Because it really doesn't matter any accolades or degrees or any of that I have received. That's the only thing that allows me to be up here, I guess. And your decision to have me be present up here, and it's your decision that allows me to be up here. Because you, as a community, elected me to take on this mantle. But it is so important to me that we understand that we are a spiritual family and we are all in this together. There is someone in this room who frequently shares with me this idea that ministry is a shared commitment. And I take that to heart. We are all ministers to one another. And I think that we can all be ministers to one another, to share life with enthusiasm, with zeal, and live it to the fullest. And in that, we must be unapologetically inclusive. Every incarnation of God that exists on this planet has value and is worthy and should be celebrated. And if we hold in our hearts any place where we are not inclusive of all, then that's the work for us to do. Because we are not here to change anybody else. We are here to be accepting and inclusive and loving. That's our job. And we should live life being ourselves. And so I know it's a shock, and I'll tell you, I've gotten some feedback that I should stop being so gay. But that is why this gift that was offered to me on Friday night is so important. This is my favorite Ralph Waldo Emerson quote. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. It is the greatest accomplishment. And this is what I hold in my heart, and what I held in my heart as I experienced Pride in the park yesterday. There are many of us who are in this room who went to Pride yesterday. I'm surprised you're here because it was a very long day. But what a magnificent expression of God that we got to experience at Reed Park yesterday in its many incarnations. We teach in this philosophy multiplicity from unity, that God has room for all, because God is all, and God is desiring to express itself as all that is, all the time, no matter what. And if there's any place where we limit ourselves, again, that is the work for us to do. And so that's what I wanted to say today, and I know that there's going to be a continued expression of this magnificence through our guest speaker today. But at this point, what I would like to do is to introduce to this community the monthly affirmation for the first time this month. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say the affirmation out loud, and I invite you to take it into your heart to allow yourself to feel what you feel around these words. And following that, the words will magically appear up there. And then I would like for us to state the affirmation out loud twice together. So just take this in. Allow yourself to just take this in right now. The affirmation is this: I live my life enthusiastically, fully expressing the infinite potential of each and every moment. Let's say that together. I live my life enthusiastically, fully expressing the infinite potential of each and every moment. One more time. I live my life enthusiastically, fully expressing the infinite potential of each and every moment. So let's take that feeling in, settling into a relaxed state of being. Simply allowing. Checking in with what we feel in this moment. Quieting the mind, softening the heart. Letting our countenance be easeful and gentle.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om Namah. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om Namah.
Right here in this moment, I acknowledge the One, the infinite power and presence, the infinite resonant harmony and vibration that is universal cause. I recognize this great creative power. I recognize and know that there is only one unified wholeness. I recognize God as all there is, and that all that is God. Every aspect of creation, every aspect of being, everything is the infinite, for there can be nothing separate from the infinite. There can only be wholeness. I recognize and know that this power, this presence, this light, this life, this love is at the core of all expression. And I acknowledge that this expression here today and evermore flows forth with magnificent zeal. And I allow gratitude and appreciation to upwell and overflow from within, knowing that this word I speak here and now becomes the construct and expression of life. And it is done in expression as it is done in mind and heart. And so I simply let it be. I relax, release, let go, allow, trust it is so. As I say, and so it is. Amen.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om Namah.
I didn't really determine what I wanted to say about the song today, the featured song of the day, except to say this, that I reached out to Alex, specifically asking Alex to sing on this date. And he said, hey, there's this song that I think we can sing as a duet. And I said, great, that sounds awesome. So we're gonna sing a duet today. Yeah, I know everybody always loves when Alex and I sing together. This is a song that was written, well, it was written by many people, but one of the people in particular that was a co-writer on the song was a gentleman named Peter Allen, who, do you know who Peter Allen is? Some people do. He was an Australian songwriter, composer, who lived a challenging life in many ways because of his sexuality. And there was a musicale on Broadway. William said, stop singing so many Broadway songs. I'm like, William, I'm gonna sing as many Broadway songs as I want. He was joking with me. I know he was joking with me. But this is a song by Peter Allen that was put into a musical called The Boy from Oz, which is his life story. And Alexander Lionheart is going to sing it with me. Come on down here, Alex. And you'll understand it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song.
If the heart always did what a normal heart should do, if you're always apart instead of being who you really are, then you might just miss the one who's standing there. So instead of passing by, show him that you care. Instead of asking why me and why you, why not we too? 'Cause love don't need a reason. Love don't always rhyme. And love is all we have for now. What we don't have is time. If you always believe all the madness that we're taught, never questioning the rules, then you're living lies you bought so long ago. How are they to know? It's not who's wrong or right, it's just another way. And it's not about a fight, it's just I wanna stay with you to the end, with you, my friend. 'Cause love don't need a reason. Love don't always rhyme. And love is all we have for now. What we don't have is time. I'll hold you close, time can't tear us apart. I will stand by you. Oh, we've got to start with the beat of one heart. Together we will see this through. 'Cause love don't need a reason. Love's never a crime. And love is all we have for now. What we don't have, what we don't have is time.
Alexander Lionheart. Thank you, Alex. It's always a pleasure to sing with you. Love don't need a reason. It does not need a reason. And if we think it needs a reason, I think we need to turn our minds around that. Well, there is someone in this world who has turned his mind around to deeply engage in some, I'm going to call it out, some really hard work. And I'm grateful for who he is in this world. Over a year ago, it was actually about this time last year. Well, first of all, you all know I love TikTok, right? And there's this thing called the algorithm, and you never know what you're gonna get on TikTok, but you better watch the videos that are appealing to you and interact with the videos that are appealing to you, because if you don't, you could go down some very dark paths on TikTok. So I always try to engage with videos that I find inspiring and illuminating for me, and there was this magnificent being who started showing up on my TikTok feed, and every single time his face would appear, I would watch the video through, and then I would let it repeat. And there was always magnificence that was being expressed by this magnificent, beautiful, beautiful man. The work that he does in this world is to transform. He does transformational life coaching. And he is here with the desire to transform this world in this way, to allow religious trauma for gay men to be eliminated entirely from this planet. I get that right? The light and the heart that exudes from this gentleman through the video screen is so amazing, and I was so delighted when I got to meet him in person, face to face, live and in the flesh on Friday night. He was here as a guest at our gala, and he is here to inspire us today. Please welcome our guest speaker today, Eric Feltus.
Oh my gosh, if I'm already crying, then buckle up. It's gonna be one bumpy ride. My goodness, Unity, I am so honored to be in your space. Reverend Dr. Jonathan. Don't have to apologize to me. I'm so happy to be here. I was here at the gala and I got to meet so many beautiful people on Friday night as well. And as a guest, with the lens of a guest, I think I saw something that maybe as a part of this community, you might not be seeing in the same way, and this is what I saw. I saw a full-length mirror, and I saw Jonathan on one end, and in the reflection, I saw all of you. And I've had the honor to get to know Jonathan over the last year and to get to know his heart. And being in this space, I see the same love reflected back. And I know that the opposite is true as well. I see how much you love him. And so this is faith in action. This is love in action. Love is an action. It's not a feeling. Love transcends beyond the brick and mortar of this building. Love can be found on the screen of TikTok, and it can be found in a quick eye contact and welcome when you are nervous and new in this space. So thank you for welcoming and affirming me into your community. And I use the word community intentionally to describe you because community is a sacred container for the gift of belonging. It's where the I becomes the we, and also where the we and the I live harmoniously. And in the word community, we see the name of your church, which is the word unity, which comes from the Latin word unus, which means one. And I think for our work today, this has two purposes. On one hand, one or unus or unity is a call to action to bring all of you into this space as one wholehearted person. We don't check our sexuality at the door here. We don't check our questions at the door. We don't check our doubt or our fear at the door. We bring it as one wholehearted person. I also think that the other purpose of the word one is a reminder that we are all collectively one body of Christ. Now, I understand that words are finite. Love is infinite, but words are finite. And so the word Christ might mean something differently to someone else than it does to me. So for the sake of safety, let me explain what that word means to me. Christ is radical, inclusive, unconditional love. So therefore, we are all one in the body of radical, inclusive, and unconditional love. And in this space, we are called to love only, to forgive always, and to remember who you are. Yeah, I didn't make that up. I just stole that from your website. But it's really good. I wish I thought of it myself. Yes, we can sometimes feel uncomfortable with this invitation. I and so many men that I work with who have been burned by the church are uncomfortable by this because so many of us have been taught to choose fear over love and to keep score as leverage and to forget who you are. Deny yourself and put your identity in Christ, they say. But what they fail to recognize is that that is an impossible contradiction. How can you love Christ and deny yourself? If Christ is unconditional, radical, inclusive love, then denying yourself is missing the mark of love. We are called to love all of who we are. So this is an invitation to bring all of yourself here. Now, I speak very confidently about this topic now, standing in front of you. But I haven't always felt this way. You see, for the first 2/3 of my life, I believed in a God that did not love me. When I was a child, I knew that I was different from the other boys. And once I was old enough to put words to what made me different from the other boys, the word is gay. Just in case you didn't get the context clues. Once I was old enough to know that I was different from the other boys, all I wanted in life was to not be that thing. But what happens when we deny ourselves? What happens when we focus on not something? Well, let's do that. Let's try. Let's see what happens. I'm going to ask you to, if you feel comfortable doing so, close your eyes with me. With your eyes closed, whatever you do not think about Reverend Dr. Jonathan Zenz in a pink tutu with maracas dancing up here. Don't do it. Okay, open your eyes. Who passed the test? It's not possible, right? You're welcome. Yeah, that's not possible. I'll give you another one. I want you to imagine that your best friend is running down the hallway urgently and they put their hands on your shoulders and they say, do not freak out. Well, after you wipe their spit off of your face, what do? You freak out, right? Yeah. Okay, so when a 13-year-old boy cries himself to sleep at night praying the words, "Dear God, I do not want to be gay, I do not want to be gay, I do not want to be gay," what happens? Yeah, I put a practice, a vicious routine of self-denial, and I would pray the words, "Dear God, change me, change me, change me." And with tears streaming down my face, I believed that God would change me. After all, we are called not to be transformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. So I believed that God would transform my mind. Now, my festering fear was doubled down by many people and factors in my life. We live in a straight until proven otherwise society. And that means that members of the queer community must come out of the closet in order to live fully authentic lives with a strong sense of belonging. There is so much standing in our way before we can do that. I distinctly remember one of the pastors of my evangelical church preaching about the dangers of homosexuality. As a child, I believed that homosexuality was an abomination. This is me as a child around this age. Now, if you are a member of the queer community, it doesn't take much for you to remember this trauma. If you consider yourself an ally, I ask you to use one of the best tools of allyship, which is the gift of empathy. Put yourself in my shoes and imagine what it feels like at these formative years to be led to believe from your spiritual leaders whom you admire and you trust that your authenticity is a one-way ticket to burn in the fiery pits of hell for eternity. That is abuse. And that happens on a daily basis. And I am not alone here. I want you to see some sobering statistics from the Trevor Project. 2/3 of LGBTQ youth who reported that someone attempted to convince themselves to change their sexual orientation or gender identity that's supposed to say attempted suicide. Thank you. 42% of LGBTQ youth who underwent conversion therapy reported a suicide attempt. Thank you. Yes, almost 1/2 of people, and this is still legal in several states in the United States. I'm sorry, but bad theology does not make for good psychology when almost half of your brothers and sisters and beyond in the body of Christ want to end their lives. LGBTQ youth who experienced discrimination related to their sexual orientation or gender identity were twice as likely to attempt suicide. So what happens when we focus on not something? The writing is on the wall, literally. What happens is that we erase ourselves from the inside out, and that act is killing us. I do not want to be gay, so change me. I do not want to be gay, so change me. Some of you right now are like, hey, Jonathan, can you vet the next speaker so it's a little less depressing? And what I say to that is, yes, it is. Yeah, and this is pride. Pride is not just sunshine and rainbows and men in Speedos on floats, but I love all of those things. It is also standing up against the grains of society and saying that I am worthy of love and belonging as and because of who I am. And let's take that collective energy and out of a space of scarcity and into abundance, out of fear, and let's collectively move into a place of love. Love your neighbor as yourself. I love the way this is written. Love your neighbor how? As you already love yourself. Put your own oxygen mask on before you put the oxygen mask on your brothers or your sisters and beyond. Love your neighbor as yourself. That means that we are called to love all of us, which includes our fear. So sit with your fear, acknowledge your fear. Now, I avoided fear for the first 25 years of my life. When I was 25, I was a Spanish and a theater teacher, and I was also engaged to a woman to be married. And at that time, I took my music director, we were about to direct a musical, out to dinner. We were sitting across from each other, our scripts were here, and we did not open the scripts. Because I was too busy falling in love with his eyes. Wondering what my hand would feel like rested in his. Curious if I'd ever have the opportunity to press my lips against his and to smell his skin. And for the first time in my life, I was seen. And for the first time in my life, I saw Christ in another individual. And for the first time in my life, I recognized that homosexuality is not a sin. If sin is to miss the mark of love, loving another man is not a sin. But the symptoms of denying yourself, that is the sin. That is missing the mark of love. Soon after that experience, I came out first to my fiance and then to the world because the save the dates were already out. So soon after that experience, everyone knew that Eric was gay, or confirmed that Eric was gay. And you see, the coming out experience is a very universal one. Now, I know what some of you are thinking right now. Does Eric think that I'm gay? I think everyone's gay, so I'm the wrong person to ask. Like maybe a couple times. Yeah, I'm the wrong person to ask about that. But the universal experience of coming out is risking relationship, for authenticity. It's stepping out of fitting in, and it's leaning into belonging. Fitting in is cutting off pieces of yourself to contort to the human being that society says that you should be. The word should belongs in the category of fitting in. Belonging is being seen, safe, and celebrated as and because of who you are. Coming out is risking relationship for authenticity. It's telling your dad you'd rather have ballet than play baseball. It's telling your prom date that you have a crush on them and you don't know what they'll say in response. It's telling your wife that you just lost your job, and more importantly, that you're scared. Coming out is a universal experience where we risk relationship for authenticity. So sit in your fear, acknowledge your fear. But then what? I don't know. Some of you are like, taking notes, I'm taking notes. You what? You don't know? Well, I just wasted my whole time. I don't know, and that's why it is a risk. And this is where faith comes in, my friends. Some of us, myself included, have been taught to believe that faith is certainty. People that wear faith like a badge of honor are the same people that crucified Jesus 2,000 years ago. People that wear faith like a badge of honor are uncomfortable because they never sit in their own fear, because they avoid their fear. They cut off pieces of themselves. They purge it onto other people to avoid the intolerable belief that maybe they're wrong. Faith is not certainty. Faith is sitting in the discomfort of the unknown and choosing to love anyway. While I avoided fear for the first 25 years of my life, once I came out of the closet, I chose love. And once I was out of the closet, this time without the wet blanket of inauthenticity, I chose to love all of who I am. I began to question the beliefs that were holding me back. I began to adopt more empowering beliefs so that I can live the life, not that society calls for, but that I call for. I think there's this common belief that when Jesus was here, Jesus never said, "Come worship me." Never once. Jesus said, "Come follow me." Do you see the difference? When Jesus says, "Come follow me," and we go, no, what we're doing, this is what's happening. Jesus is saying, raise your consciousness to my level. And we go, that's uncomfortable. I'm not going to raise my consciousness to your level. I'm going to dehumanize you and put you above me and worship you. And when we do that, we avoid faith, which is sitting in the discomfort of the unknown, which is sitting in your authenticity, which is risking relationship for authenticity. At this point in my life, I understand that hurt people hurt people. I also understand that healed people heal people. I've made it my mission in life to help other gay men that have been burned to learn how to love themselves deeply as and because of who they are. If you are listening to this in this room, if you're listening to this back home, and you're scared, and you don't have to be a part of the queer community to be scared. If you are being called to risk relationship for authenticity in a way that makes sense with you, first of all, I'm so sorry that the church has failed you. The church has failed you. That is not love. That is fear. And while I'm not going to put a blanket statement out there and say that whatever the situation is, the solution is to come out, that's not fair. What I will say is that I hope someday you recognize that when you pray for your mind to be transformed, you will not be straight, thank God. No offense, straight people. You're great. We need you. By the way, straight people, we need you. And also, let me time out for a second. I'm going to go off book. Straight people, I know it's hard, but please don't try to pray this straight away. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Take it from me. I know it's really awesome to be queer. But we need your allyship as well. And we love and we see you as you are, even in your heteroness, okay? We see you and we accept you. Someone just got it. So, if you are here and you are struggling, I pray that you also recognize that God will not change who you are, but God, and inside you, Christ inside, can help enlighten you so that you can transform your mind to love yourself as well. Now, this is what I do. This will be on the screen, this will be online as well, and you can always talk to me as well. If this resonates with you, I want to connect with you. We're all one together. Let me be a part of your journey. It would be an honor to do so. I want to once again thank the community here at Unity. I want to thank Reverend Dr. Jonathan Zenz for allowing me to be a guest in your space. I see Christ in you, and I'm so blessed to be here. Thank you so much for your time.
Stay here. Oh, stay here. If you would please remain standing for just a moment. Would you please put your arms out and repeat after me? Eric, we love you.
Eric, we love you.
We are deeply blessed by you.
We are deeply blessed by you.
We are so grateful for you.
We are so grateful for you.
And we behold the Christ in you.
And we behold the Christ in you.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
buddy.
The benefit of having a guest speaker is you don't have homework this week. Actually, that's not true. You've given us all homework. But there's no explicitly stated homework from me. What I would love for us to do is to simply take in whatever kernel of truth we have heard here today that resonates with our heart and with our soul, and allow ourselves to live in the invitation of love.
Loving Spirit dwells in me. This is my divinity. As within, so without. All I need is here and now. Where there's air, let me love. May I have no fear. All the power, all the glory, I surrender, let it be. Loving Spirit dwells in me, now and evermore. Right here in this moment, this pure, perfect moment, I live in the assured knowledge of the One, the infinite power and presence that is God, knowing that it is the core of each and every one of us. It is both cause and effect of the expression of our lives. It is the magnificence that we are. Every aspect of our being is divine. Every aspect of our being is God. Trusting this, knowing this, allowing the magnificent flow of this to be the construct of our lives, I know that every action, every intention, every interaction, every expression, it is all rooted in pure love, for that is God's perfect nature, pure love. And so this is our perfect nature. And so I acknowledge and accept this truth with gratitude overflowing from within. I appreciate all that has been unfolding here, that continues to unfold, the love that is present in the hearts of each and every one of us. It is with joy and release that I allow. And so it is. Amen. Loving Spirit dwells in me. This is my divinity, as within, so without. All I need is here and now. Where there's air, let me love. May I have no fear. All the power, all the glory, I surrender, let it be. Loving Spirit dwells in me, now and evermore. Now and evermore.
Thank you. Would you please welcome to the platform the Vice President of our Board of Directors, William Summers. Hello, William.
I don't know if you were like me this morning, but I walked in here exhausted.
It's like the understatement of the century.
And as you feel this love, this energy flowing up, it's like something happens inside of me, and I'm sure you feel it too.
Yes.
And it's not something that we can generate, it's generated from our community. And I know you never get emotional up here.
Oh, never. They've never seen me cry.
I know. But when I came into this community, I saw that this community as a whole had made a decision that we're going to change the direction we're in. You know, there's so many churches, temples, synagogues, and truthfully New Thought centers out there that just sit back and say, here we are, come on in. That's not the way to be a loving community. And so this community decided, starting with reaching out for Reverend Jonathan and hiring him as the minister here. And because of COVID, we had to reach out to the online community. Hello. And, but, you know, we're not stopping there. Next was, we need to get our children back, you know, involved in this philosophy. So we started the children's program here. And it's not all heavy-duty stuff. We decided to redo the gift shop here, our bookstore, because there was a sense of people, I don't want to just stay in here. I want to bring the message out there. So we've got some fabulous merchandise, and Carrie Mount, I believe, is going to be out in the lobby to display some of it. So if you want to take this message out and reach out, there's a way to do that. We determined the next step was to reach out to the LGBTQ plus community. And that's a scary step for a lot of places that profess love and to have a loving God. Because my wife and I have a transgender son, as many of you know. He's not welcome everywhere. He's not safe everywhere. And the thing is, it's all right to provide a safe space, but that's really kind of dead inside. What we're providing here is a loving space. When the basket comes around in just a minute or two here, I want you to know how grateful I am and how grateful everybody in this room is that you're contributing, no matter what your contribution, to reaching out into Tucson, into Arizona, and into the world and saying, right here, right in this spot, this is a safe and loving spot for you, no matter where you are, no matter who you are. Thank you.
Thank you, William. Let's honor what it is we are giving to Unity of Tucson today by carrying our gift near our heart and expressing together this statement. I share this gift with love, conscious of the inner presence as the lavish source and substance of my supply. I am rooted in the assurance that this gift blesses Unity of Tucson, and I trust in its ever-present circulation, knowing its blessings return to me. And so it is. As the baskets go around, feel free to move your body as we sing our giving song. Here we go.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful. Once again, gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful.
This is Ruth Starwell, one of our prayer chaplains, here to bless the offering. Thank you so much, Ruth.
Thank you. And just taking in the joy of this moment, knowing that that is the presence of love, the presence of God, the presence within each and every one of us, and allowing that light to shine forth in all its glory, being received in its glory. And so in this prayer, I am grateful. I'm grateful for each and every one here, each and every one that is touched by this community, that is part of this community. The giving and receiving that is flowing in beauty and love and generosity. And that is the community that grows and flourishes. And I know that this is Unity of Tucson. And so we're very blessed in this moment and each and every moment. And so it is. Amen.
So it is. Amen. Thank you so much, Ruth. Would you please welcome to the platform Sue Rumsey, who is the manager of our gallery in the lobby. Hello, Sue. She's here to introduce our current show. Lovely to see you, Sue. How are you today?
Well,
Wonderful.
what an
Thank
exciting
you.
week.
Yes.
Okay. Well, our new show in Galleria Sagrada will either bring back fond memories of your travel experiences or make you want to travel. And when we were setting up the show, I said, I've already decided I'm not going over the Atlantic again. And I said to Dick, this is not fair. I had already decided I wasn't going over the Atlantic, and you're making me want to go again. So anyway, you'll see if you look at his paintings carefully. The artist, Dick Butler, and his wife are intrepid travelers, and his paintings are from photos that he took on their many trips. You'll see scenes from Italy, France, Turkey, the Caribbean, Scandinavia, and various places in between. It's too bad Dick has a conflict on Sundays because can't be here because he's really an interesting guy. He spent several years living in France, growing up as an Air Force brat, and has an advanced degree in 20th century French literature. He was both a teacher and a bookstore owner. Dick calls this show a retrospective, as he's showing paintings from the first one he ever did to present. You'll have a hard time believing the first one, as he was patiently coached by a teacher as he did it, and it looks like it was done by an experienced painter. And it's this way toward the door, big one on an easel. You're not going to believe it's his first painting. His paintings are either beautifully framed or tightly sealed in plastic. In that case, you can choose your own frame and he can keep the price down. You'll see many red dots, meaning the paintings have been sold, as he had an open house on Thursday night for friends and fellow painters and sold several paintings, 7 as a matter of fact. There are still many to choose from, however. if you're looking for something to grace your walls, or just take time to enjoy all of them. Purchases will be by check or cash, as we are no longer selling or charging paintings through the bookstore. So see me if you're interested in a purchase. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. Yes. Well, it is time to celebrate our birthdays. So let's, first of all, if you're celebrating a birthday during the month of October, we would love for you to stand and we're going to sing happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. And so, as many of you know, what we do here is we invite the people who are celebrating in any given month to fill out a ballot. On the ballot are the names of some charities that we have vetted here at Unity of Tucson. And what we will do is whoever wins the draw, their chosen charity will receive a portion of our contribution to the greater world, our tithe out to the world. And the winner this month is Shannon, and she is supporting Sister Jose Women's Center. Yay! Thank you, Roberta. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have a couple of announcements to make. First of all, the yard sale committee is being activated today. If you are supporting the yard sale, which will be happening, I think, on the 22nd and 23rd, Friday and Saturday of October, there is going to be a meeting today following the celebration service. The meeting will take place in the annex in room 3. Karen, did I get all that right? Is Karen? Yeah. Yes. Okay, so 21st and 22nd are the dates, because people online, I want to make sure they can hear, but we've got to have stuff. So we are now accepting items for the yard sale. What we are not accepting: electronics, furniture, anything. Here's the thing. If you look at it and you think, I want to get rid of it because it's junk, please don't bring it to us. If it's something that you would think, oh, if I found this at a yard sale, it would be awesome, bring that to us. The yard sale is one of the things that we do to help raise the consciousness and the funds of this center and support us throughout the year. So we are deeply grateful for your support and commitment to help us out with that. The Fall Renewal Series is beginning later on this month. It will begin the week of October 17th. The book we are using this year for the Fall Renewal Series, which is a 6-week series where every Sunday talk will focus on this particular book, portions of this book. We're using Working with the Law by Raymond Hollowell. And there is a sign-up sheet to participate in a small group, and the sign-up sheet is there. Reverend Felicia Searcy has the sign-up sheet, and you can see Reverend Felicia if you would like to sign up to be part of a small group. Is there anything else that I should mention, Reverend Felicia?
I think that's good. We're going to start that week.
Yes.
We have 3 separate groups that you can choose from. I have 3 separate sign-ups. We've got room for 8 in each group. So if you want a spot, you can grab a spot here at different times during the week, different places around Tucson area.
Wonderful. So yes, you can sign up for a small group. I'm just going to repeat for people online. You can sign up for a small group. There are 3 groups. There are 8 spots in each group. They meet at different places around town. But here's the benefit of being part of the group is that I will speak on the topic, or a guest speaker will speak on the topic, because there's at least one weekend where I'm not here. More on that later. And they will speak on the chapters that we're covering that week, and then you get to go into a deeper dive as part of the small group. It's a magnificent experience every year, and we encourage you all to participate in a small group in that way. Does begin the week of October 17th and will continue for 6 weeks, 6 consecutive weeks. We have Oktoberfest. We're celebrating Oktoberfest. Next Sunday is going to be potluck. There will be bratwurst will be provided, but we invite you to bring a dish. Bring some friends to service as well, and let's all celebrate. There is a sign-up sheet. October 9th is next Sunday. I got the date wrong. It is October 9th. Thank you. Sorry, now I've lost my train of thought. October 9th is next Sunday. Bring a dish, bring a friend to share. There's a sign up in the lobby for what dish you're going to bring. So please take advantage of that as well. There is also going to be on October 8th, which is next Saturday, and this is why Waverly pointed it out to me. Next Saturday is the Write What You Live workshop, an intuitive journaling workshop being led by our very own Waverly Farrell. 2 to 5 p.m. right here at Unity of Tucson. She's offering this on a love offering basis, and she is a magnificent leader in journaling and the practice of journaling, and I'm so grateful that she's brought this to our community. So you can speak to Waverly. Waverly, wave your hand if you have any questions, and you can show up next Saturday, yes? Awesome. Beautiful. There is a women's retreat that is coming up on Saturday, October 29th. That is being facilitated by Reverend Felicia Searcy. If you would like to sign up for that, you can register online or in the Desert Light bookstore. Do check that out. Our prayer chaplains in service today are Ruth Starwell, whom you have already seen. And at the time I made the slide, I did not know who the other chaplain was going to be, but I do now. It is going to be Deborah Roberts, our prayer chaplain. If you have a need, yes, if you have a need for prayer, they are happy to stay in the sanctuary. They will be in the middle of the sanctuary on either side for just a few moments to offer some moments of prayer if that is something that you need. There is also a prayer intention box if you'd like to fill out on paper your prayer intention and put it into the prayer box. Know that those intentions are prayed over by our entire prayer chaplain team and are subsequently sent to Silent Unity Worldwide Ministries prayer service, prayer ministry. And so it gets a lot of prayer, let me tell you. It gets a lot of prayer. I want to say thank you to everybody who made today the magnificent experience that it is, and it was quite a magnificent experience, I think, today. Let me first offer my gratitude to Waverly, Well, yes, let me offer my gratitude to Waverly, but let me offer my gratitude to Winnell, it's the W thing, to Winnell as our keeper of the flames today, to Ruth and to Deborah as our prayer chaplains on duty today. Thank you so much for celebrating and serving with us. Offer deep gratitude for William, our board member on duty today. Thank you so much. What about our magnificent tech team, Wally and Don and Rowan? Thank you so very much. Let us offer gratitude to Linda Ackerman, Joshua Carruthers, Raphael Carruthers, our magnificent Unity of Tucson band. The magnificent musical stylings of Alexander Lionheart. Blessings, thank you so much. And please, please join me in offering such deep gratitude to our guest speaker today for your light in your life and for sharing it with us, Eric Feltus. And as I like to say, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for making your presence known here, not just here at Unity of Tucson, but in this thing called life, because as a spiritual family, we are the ones we've been waiting for, so let's celebrate that every single day. Will you share with me today as we close our time this prayer of divine awareness? I am infinite light. I am infinite love. I am infinite power. I am infinite presence. Wherever God is, I am. Wherever I am, God is. And so it is. Amen. Feel free to stand. We're going to let our light shine. Does that sound like a good thing? This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine, shine. Everybody say, shine, shine. You know you want to shine, shine. All around the world, shine, shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine, shine. Everybody say, shine, shine. You know you want to shine, shine. All around the world, shine, shine. Here we go. When there's light in the soul,
when there's light in the soul,
There is beauty in the person.
There is beauty in the person.
When there's beauty in the person,
When there's beauty in the person,
there is harmony in the home.
there is harmony in the home.
When there's harmony in the home,
Where there's harmony in the
there
home,
is honor in the nation.
honor in the nation.
When there's honor in the nation,
When there's honor in the nation,
there is peace in the world. No more living in fear, oh no, we're gonna let it shine, yeah. No more living in fear, we're gonna let it shine. No more living in fear, oh no, we're gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. We're gonna let it shine, shine. Everybody say, shine, shine. You know you want to shine, shine. All around the world, shine, shine. All my brothers and sisters, shine, shine. You know you want to shine, shine. Shine your light on the world, shine, shine. Everybody say, shine, shine. Make it a magnificent week, everyone. Namaste.